From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LA with incredible great news about your force to check updated 2021. That recon will be passed by the House of Representatives no later this week. And Nancy Pelosi's new comments today indicated that the recon will pass quickly. That recon will pass whether or not they much congressional budget office report released or not. And that recon will pay you a lot of money, on average about $15,000 in checks across all the incredible programs. In this force stimulus recon, the breaking news is that still paying viewers massive sums of money. $45,000 on average has been paid out to viewers of the channel under third stimulus. And that money is still available for you today. You can go into today and put more money you didn't start the day with. And that is all third stimulus still paying out in this morning recording. We're going to go over the details of that as well. Then we're going to go over student loan debt forgiveness, more debt to be forgiven across the board. And then this stimulus, the exciting details of raising your benefits on SSI, SSDI, and Social Security. It's a big, beautiful afternoon broadcast. I'm really excited for you because there's now lots of money in different sources across the board to get. Third stimulus has lots of money still in the coffers to pay you money today. And you can end this week with tens of thousands of dollars in your wallet, your bills paid, your programs paying out before you're eligible for it, and then sports stimulus coming right behind that in the next few days or weeks. Then we go into this stimulus coming up in January. Lots of money, and the money starts right here because the dollar ends right here. This, my friends, is where you get the money, and it's only on LALATE. What a beautiful day it is. The weather is gorgeous here along the coast in Santa Monica, California. So whether you're where you are, house deal is done, and that road on that recon, recon will be happening by the end of the week. Could happen by the end of today. That is with or without the Congressional Budget Office report. No worry across the board. I have the latest details in this recording. But the big exciting details of fourth stimulus is how much money there is in there. Lots of checks. Confirmed about $15,000 of checks in this incredible recon across all these programs. You need to get a pen and paper ready because I'm going to show you how to get this money in this recon. Then we'll be turning back over to third stimulus, which is still paying out an average of $45,000 that viewers are getting on average from third stimulus. That money is available for you today. You can get that money today because that's what I'm going to show you how to get it. Student loan debt forgiveness, more debt could be forgiven across the board. And then we go to that COLA raise, fifth stimulus next year. Yeah, we're covering 3 stimulus packages in one broadcast because this is what we do. In the universe of the landscape of where the America broadcasting is right now, the number 1 financial news channel covers stocks. The number 2 covers the economy and economic issues like the Federal Reserve. And I am the number 3. LALATE is number 3 in the nation now. And this channel covers money and your money, how to get it. And this is why you're not going to see this anywhere else in broadcast, print, or any other type of media. And you found it. This is LALATE, America's most talked about financial news channel. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is the big evenings LALATE. It's at 5 o'clock. It's a big show tonight. Then we got shows at 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 o'clock. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers and a YouTube record of 140 million viewers in just a year and a half. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Let's go over all the dramatics of what's unfolding in this supersized afternoon's broadcast. We're going to first go over broadly 4 stimulus, 3 classes of checks, and those checks that pay you about $15,000 money to you. Then we're going to come back and go over the voting process because people have been asking about it. That's happening this week on the House. Then what happens on the Senate. We're going to go over each of these checks, the eligibility, so you know as a Purple Hawk how to get this money before anyone else. Eligibility, details, how do you get it, where do you get it, what does it qualify for? I'm going to go over all that. And then we're going to step back into third stimulus. That is paying people's bills right today. You can start this video with zero and end this video with thousands of dollars because I'm going to show you how to get that money, and that's what viewers are doing. Average of $45,000 $50,000 of your bills being paid under third stimulus. Then when it get cut back over to fifth stimulus and also student loan debt forgiveness. Let's go over this incredible fourth stimulus recon. It'll pay you on average about $15,000 across 30 classes of checks and 2 add-ons so far. And this follows third stimulus. The difference is that third stimulus is law. Third stimulus has about $45,000 of checks you can get. It's coming up later in this video. Fourth stimulus, not law yet, but would pay you about $15,000 to start. Maybe more. I'll show you why it's more. Let's get that first cluster up, and here we go. Hazard pay is going to be finished and approved by the House of Representatives. It's a back-end check. And that is for my essential workers 1 more year. $4,000 of elder care, front-end check, and also for the young children's care. They got in there the Pell Grant, $550 checks for my college students, 1 more year of that. And then they got in there the CTC, child tax credit, 1 more year of that, $3,600. And finally, they got the repairs of a home in a low-income community. It is free money. It is a front-end check. Lastly, $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. That is a back-end check. And there you go. Everything in the first cluster got in there, and it's going to be passed by the House of Representatives. How do you get this money? Stay with me. Later in this video, we go over each of these checks slowly so you learn how to get the money. Let's go to the first add-on, and it's free money to go buy a house. Excuse me? Free money to go buy a house? Yes, this got in there. This is from the wonderful Maxine Waters here in Los Angeles. Money to you for the purchase price of your first home. It is incredible, and I'm going to go over it later as we go over each of these checks. Let's go to those home repairs. Here we go. More home repairs and paid leave, and they got this into the second cluster. Paid leave, front-end check. Household tax credit, back-end check. Pre-kindergarten, 1 year, front-end check. And then money for weatherizing your home. And my favorite expression ever. I just love the expression, weatherizing your home. You know, whether or not or whether you should weatherize your home, it'll be covered. And yeah, I'm getting ready for the holiday weatherizing of the home. It's just, you know, it's lots of cow ornaments for the holidays. No, that's winterizing the home and not weatherizing the home. Let's go to the second add-on. It comes from the wonderful Bob Casey, the wonderful senator from Pennsylvania. That is $250 billion for home health care. If you're a senior or person on disabilities, he got a little bit less than that number, but it's great. Again, free home health care if you're a senior or person on disabilities. Let's go to the third add-on of checks, third cluster of checks. And it's a lot of them. Here we go. The deliciousness is about to start. Free school meals for all checks. Then they got cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform, free internet, farmers, then the independent contractors, and then the Medicare expansion. Medicare expansion has 2 items in there on the House side, and then Bernie vows to add 3 items on the Senate side. The 2 items on the House side are the Medicaid gap in those 12 holdout states. I explained that later in this video. And then the hearing aid. Bernie vows to add dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare on the Senate side, which tees us up beautifully for our third add-on, which is MSC, stands for monthly or multiple IRS stimulus check. 6 senators who have vowed to add it to it over the last few months. And you need to advocate separating your days with the 2 C's on maybe a Monday, call the 2 S's on the Tuesday, and call the 2 W's on the Wednesday. Casey Coons, Sanders Schumer, Warren Wyden. What is the eligibility? What were they looking at? The last time they talked about, they were saying $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for up to 6 months. Same eligibility as third stimulus is what they were saying. $75,000 single individual, married couple, $150,000, double it. And then family, up to a family of 4, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, you would get as well, adult dependents additionally. And there you go. Now, it's not in the House bill. It's absolutely not in the House bill. And the senators have 2 opportunities to add it in there as they represent. Vote-a-rama or Senate subcommittee. Senate subcommittee is where they send this legislation if they have a lot of work to do. They say they have a lot of work to do. So that is really good for you. Senate vote-a-rama, 2-day event, very end of the process. They call the bill from the House and say, I want to add stuff in there. And that is where they can add stuff in there. But the great news today is that if you're looking at fourth stimulus and you're looking at your bills, you should not say, bills, I need bills to be paid with fourth stimulus. No. I'm trying to refocus the viewers of the channel. You should be looking to third stimulus to pay your bills because third stimulus is currently law. Rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, food, past due bills, future bills, homeless people in the shelters, clothing, holiday meals, small appliances. That's all covered under third stimulus and also the nonprofits. How do you get this money? How do you get your bills paid right today without having to wait for fourth stimulus? It's coming up with third stimulus later in this video. I'll cover that in incredible details, and then we'll also be covering the House vote. The House vote will be done, and the done deal will be the end of this week, and it's huge. The vote is set, and the new reports from Nancy Pelosi today is that it's going to be smooth sailing. No one's really worried about the Congressional Budget Office report, and I'll explain to you why and what's new today on this. A lot of breaking news. Then we'll be turning to the big programs under fourth stimulus. That'll pay you on average $15,000 after third stimulus continues to pay you out an average of $45,000 right now. Third stimulus law, fourth stimulus not law. Then student loan debt forgiveness. This could go by executive order. The offer, $10,000. I'll go over the details of fifth stimulus. This is in January. This is the next stimulus package that helps people on benefits. Everything from Social Security all the way down to SSI and SSDI. Those details and more as a big afternoon's broadcast continues. I'm excited for you because viewers have been sending me great messages overnight saying, I got $550 from your video yesterday. I got money from your video the day before. I love it. Those details are all about third stimulus, and we have that fourth and fifth coming up after this commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on a big afternoon podcast direct from Santa Monica as a House deal is done, and that House vote will be happening as early as later today, if not by the end of this week. The House vote is set, and that is with or without the Congressional Budget Office report. The money in this recon will be huge. This is fourth stimulus recon, and it'll pay you about $15,000. Are there checks in the recon? Yes. How much? About $15,000. I'm going to show you how to get this huge sum of money in the second half of this video. Then we'll be turning back over to third stimulus. That is still paying money out, and how much is it? On average, about $45,000 across third stimulus. Get that pen and paper ready. We got a lot coming up in the second half of this video, direct from Santa Monica, California. Student loan debt forgiveness. More debt could be forgiven. How much? $10,000. I'll have that money as well. And then fifth stimulus. Very exciting details of fifth stimulus as it comes over. I just keep on hitting the wrong button. As a fifth stimulus heats up with the incredible money that would come across the board. That is deliciousness. I have that money as well with the Cola raise. It's a big, bold, beautiful broadcast, and I'm excited you're here. It's a huge afternoon to LA. And with that, so excited you're here, and always be part of this incredible video and part of this community. And subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this wonderful family. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. It's a big show, and there's a lot of major breaking news, so you do not want to miss it. It's at 5 o'clock tonight. So subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member to get that incredible newsletter. And here we go. The House of Representatives will approve a massive $2 trillion recon called for stimulus recon by the end of this week, but could be as early as tonight or tomorrow night. The vote is set, and that vote was solidified by Nancy Pelosi with the moderate Democrats over a week ago, and now she confirms she's holding it in place. What's very fascinating is that you see great statements coming from every direction. The House deal was that the vote on the recon would happen no later than the week of November 15th. And the great news is that even the progressives and also the moderate Democrats says no worries. What were they looking for? They were looking for that congressional budget report. And guess what's new today? First, Nancy says we're still doing the vote. Number two, the moderate Democrats say, yeah, we're doing the vote. I'm fine. We're ready to go because we've had enough statements from the Treasury, Janet Yellen, the president, the joint taxation reports, and other Democratic caucuses that show that the recon's paid for. So no one expects the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office report, to come in and say, oh, nothing in the recon is paid for. They just don't expect that to happen. So to say that would be to say that Janet Yellen doesn't know what she's talking about. No one's going to say that because she always knows what she's talking about. So we're done. We're done. The vote is happening, and we'll be finished with the House of Representatives. When the House bill is passed and sent over to the Senate, it will be a behemoth that's going to get bigger in the Senate. But so far in the House, is there checks in this forced stimulus recon? Yes. How much? About $15,000 of checks in this recon. There's $15,000 of checks across all these incredible programs, lots and lots of stimulus checks. I'm going to go over all of these checks starting right now so you learn how to get them. Get a pen and paper ready. They are all very different. They are all very fascinating. And they're all a lot of money. The first checks in this incredible recon that really made news was the paid leave and family leave. What is that? You have to stay home because of work, because of illness, death, or birth of a child of someone in the household. Now, this is what's fascinating about this, is that you watch this channel for you to get the money, or perhaps someone else in your household. I know my viewers a long time, and you may be retired, but live with your son or daughter, and they work. So you need to watch this part of the recording because it's money for the daughter or son to care for you. What's at issue? If your son or daughter has to stay home from work to take you to the doctor, take you to pick you up from the hospital, take you to the hospital, that is money they're going to get. How much money? A lot. And this proposal looks like it's about $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. $35,000 annual salary, $800 a week. $15,000 annual salary, $400 a week. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks a year. Yeah, it's a lot of money. So on the high end, it's about $5,000 to $6,000 a year. And who gets it? The great news is it's everyone, all income levels and all types of workers. You make $200,000 a year, you make $20,000 a year. Your W-2, your 1099, you get it. Wow. The second check that's really good in this is the SALT deduction. Currently, when you go to pay your state taxes, let's say you pay $15,000 in state taxes, you take that over to the federal tax return and you can deduct it, but you can only deduct on a federal tax return up to $10,000 of what you pay in state taxes. Not anymore. On the recon, they got it up to $72,500 you can now deduct on the federal tax return of what you pay in state and local deduction taxes. They got $40 billion of free job training, which is huge because under fifth stimulus, the proposed fifth stimulus next year, they're going to allow you to go back to work if you want to and still stay on retirement benefits like SSA or SSI. And now you can get a job training for free to get any type of job you want. Medicaid gap fix got in there. It's huge, and this is a workaround plan. 12 Republican governor states called the holdout states refused to pay for Obamacare. So the moderate Democrats got the provision in the recon that works, and it is to provide subsidized private insurance to low-income individuals in those 12 holdout states. It's a wonderful workaround plan. Which brings us to the best part of this entire recon, and it's the housing assistance. In this fourth stimulus recon, fourth, there is rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, home repairs, low-income community, weatherize your home, all types of homes, and then home purchase money for the purchase of your first home. But the great news is that that's $150 billion. Under third stimulus, there was $47 billion for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more, and that money is still available to get. It's called third stimulus. And this is where I have been hitting it out of the ballpark. You have been hitting it out of the ballpark since Saturday, last weekend, where I brought third stimulus in like a tsunami, and the message was very loud and clear, and people are getting the message. I said, if you're in the live chat and you say they need to get fourth stimulus done right away because I have bills to pay, my response is, fourth stimulus, when it becomes law, will have about $15,000 of checks. But third stimulus is already a law, and it's paying viewers on average $45,000. Go get that money right today to pay your bills. If you're looking to fourth stimulus to pay for your rent, wrong. You're looking to fourth stimulus to pay your utilities, wrong. You're looking to fourth stimulus to pay food, wrong. Third stimulus pays that money today, and I'm going to show you how to get that big money. So get a pen and paper ready out today, and I'm so excited because viewers are winning on this. One viewer sent me a message overnight saying, thank you for your video. Yesterday I got $500. I got $500 just from watching your video. That is getting your bills paid right today with third stimulus, and get that pen and paper ready. We're going to go over rent, utilities, food, mortgage assistance, and other items across the board, and it starts right now. Here's what I need you to understand about third stimulus. You qualify. It's available everywhere, and you qualify. You qualify if it's a Republican state or a Democratic state, blue state or red state, poor state or rich state. You're on benefits, not on benefits. You're old, you're young. You work, you don't work. You're behind on the bills, you're not behind on the bills. You qualify for this money. So get that pen and paper ready. I think you have it ready. So let's go over first to rent. Let's look at the numbers for rent that people were getting from this channel over about 2 months ago. These were the numbers for rent, and they looked good then, but guess what? They've gotten even better. These are the numbers that people are getting for rent from this channel, $20,000 to $30,000. Now the viewers of this channel have gotten $40,000 for rent. How do you get this rent? Here we go. You're going to reach out to 6 places. You must, M-U-S-T, reach out to all 6. Do not reach out to one, get a no, and end it. That's not how you do it. You must reach out to all 6. They have different eligibility. They have different pots of money. If one says no, you reach out to the other ones. And after those 6, I'm also going to have the 5 nonprofits for you. So you have a potential of 11 places to reach out to. Here are the 6 places you reach out to. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. The key words you can say are rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. Before you reach out to them, if you're a member, read the statement from Treasury that talks about the $13 billion allocation for rent so you know what that money is before you make the phone call. And there you go. That rent is a fortune, and it's available to be paid right now. Mortgage assistance, you do the same thing. No reason to be looking to fourth stimulus to pay rent or mortgage. You get it today under third stimulus. Utilities. Water, heating, oil, gas, telephone, internet. Yes, all of them. Get as many of your utility bills paid. These are the numbers that people got 3 months ago. Now, then 2 months ago, they got to 15,000. I believe they're going even higher. Why? Utility bills are going up. The new report from the Consumer Price Index, CPI, which gauges inflation, says that heating oil is going up 49% compared to last year. So get that money right now. Reach out to the utility companies directly. And again, utility assistance because of COVID. Food. No reason to look forward to fourth stimulus that's not law yet to pay for food. You get on SNAP today. It takes 24 hours and you're on SNAP. SNAP is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Eligibility is each of the stimulus check, and it pays an absolute fortune. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. Over the next 10 years, he'll get $250,000 from this channel. The numbers I've gotten people for SNAP are absolutely enormous. They're in the millions of dollars. Here are the graphics of what people got 3 months ago. Get that money for food right today. Next, you want to get multiple items. So you don't want to stop and call it a day. Congratulations to that one viewer who yesterday got $500 for this channel. Today, she needs to pick up the phone and call and get more. Notice Mark on this graphic. Mark on this graphic, which is an old graphic. I think it's from almost September. He was at 32,000. I said, Mark, you got 2 items at 32,000 or 3 items at 32,000. Go get some more money. And what did he do? He got more money. He went from 32,000 to 50,000. Now he's at over $100,000. He keeps on getting more money. Lorraine, she was at 105. She's now at $120,000. You can do the same. It is your money. Go get it. Now, let me use an example. One of the best examples I can have, which was a few weeks ago. We had 3 viewers who started the week on $0 watching this channel. By the middle of the week, the 3 separate viewers, they don't know each other, They each had gotten $45,000 from about 3 to 4 programs. 2 of them stopped. They were fine with $45,000. One of them, his name is Johnny, did not stop at 3 or 4 programs at $45,000 in his pocket. He kept on pushing. He kept on calling. By the end of the week, he got $80,000 from this channel from 7 items. Now, notice, he got 7 different items paying him. He did not make 7 phone calls. He probably made 15 phone calls. This shows you how he learned from this channel. You don't reach out for rent for one place and get a no. He reached out to multiple places to get rent. Because remember, for rent, you can get rent from different places at the same time. You can get multiple sources of rent. If you got a rent from this channel before, you can get another round of rent. You can get multiple sums of money for the same subject matter. And he didn't stop at 4 items. He went to 7 items and got $80,000 by making probably about 15 phone calls in 1 week. Now, the other part of Johnny's story that I really love is the second part. The next week, he turned to his family members. They'd known him his whole life. He said, I just got $80,000 from third stimulus from this guy out of LA. He's the real deal. They said, third stimulus? What do you mean, third stimulus? The thing with the $1,400 stimulus check? There's no other money in third stimulus. Of course there is. And they said, well, how come I haven't heard it on broadcast media or financial channels or print media? Because they don't cover it. They don't cover it. LA is now the number 3 financial channel in the nation, behind the number 1 that covers stocks, the number 2 that covers basically sort of the economy, and this channel that covers your money. And they have never covered these programs. They're not covering it on the 4th stimulus, they weren't covering it on a 1st stimulus, and they're certainly not covering it on a 3rd stimulus. So you're not going to learn this anywhere else. And they're going to look outside in and say, what is he talking about? Because they don't cover the subject matter. They don't even know what the world it is because they're so detached. It's not a part of their discussion. They're talking about Disney earnings or how many Tesla cars are being delivered tomorrow. I'm not covering that on this channel. And Johnny told his family members, and they ended the week with $50,000 each in their hands. They went from disbelievers to believers. They learned it as well. That is the power of third stimulus. So no time and place to be on the live chat saying they're not doing fourth stimulus because they don't care. They don't want to give Americans money. They gave Americans a lot of money under third stimulus, and that money is available for you right today. You want money, you want the money, you get this money, and you get it right today. Now let's go back into fourth stimulus. When we were left fourth stimulus, we were in that housing aid, and that repeats the same program. So yeah, you'll be able to get another round of this under fourth stimulus when it becomes law. But let's go over the other items in that fourth stimulus, and you know the ones you love. First, the home repairs, low-income community. It's likely just to be a grant, a check. One viewer sent me a comment on Morning's LATE, I think it was, or Morning's Countdown, saying, is this automatic? No, it's not automatic. How would they know you own a house? How would they know you need a repair? But I don't think it's going to be very involved. I think it's just going to be a grant. You ask for the grant, and you get the money. Then, weatherizing. It's likely to be a front-end check, no income qualification. And then the first-time home purchase. Money going to the seller during the escrow period, first-time home purchase, and we don't see any income qualifications on it yet. I'm going to track it as soon as it gets closer to the Senate for finality. Then, $550 check for my college students on the Pell Grant. Yes, it's huge. $12,500 for the purchase of an electric vehicle back-end check. Breaking news on this one for the first time on this channel. This shows you how I go over details for you, because I wanted to know the same thing as well. I went on last night and I realized, oh boy, I've been butchering this one. So I have been incorrectly reporting this one because I thought all electric cars made by Ford and GM are made in the United States. I was wrong. What is that issue here? Let's back up. Currently under the law, if you wanted to go out and buy an Audi or another import like a Toyota, and you wanted to go buy it and it's electric, you can get a $7,500 tax credit. That's the current law, $7,500. Import, non-union, foreign-made, $7,500. Biden wants to do $12,500 for purchase of an electric vehicle from the U.S. auto manufacturers union shops, Ford, GM, Chrysler, and their subsidiaries. Here's the catch I never knew. There's only one car that is U.S. made, Ford, GM, Chrysler, that is made union shop and in the United States, the Chevy Volt. What? Yeah, so all those other Ford cars are not made in the United States. They're made in Mexico or overseas and shipped in. I did not know that. Now that may change. There's talk that the Ford Lightning, which is the F-150 electric truck, may be made in Tennessee, along with the Cadillac Lyric may be made in Tennessee. So we have to watch it. It is a union car, Ford GM Chrysler, made in the U.S., $12,500. Wow, you learn something every single day on this channel. Oh, side note, I was talking about the 30% discount yesterday. It turned out that was not for a car. That was misstated on broadcast media. It was for charging of a car. Then $65 check per student when they're not in school. Yes, that is wonderful money. One of the best provisions of this incredible recon, the fourth stimulus recon, is the cheaper medication for my seniors. This is people on Medicare, and it's just huge. Over 20 years ago, when Medicare was rolled out, they could not negotiate the price of medication. And that was this law until 2 weeks ago, when the Democrats got an incredible agreement to do the following. They're going to slash the prices of Medicare prescriptions right off the board, so suddenly they'll drop from thousands of dollars to just a few dollars. For example, insulin doses could run upwards of $900 currently for many viewers of this channel. It'll be $35 a dose. What are they doing? Right off the board, as soon as it becomes a law, 20 medications will go under preferred pricing due to negotiations for the first time. Good faith negotiations between Big Pharma and Medicare. Most expensive medications like arthritis, cancer, and diabetes. And this is Medicare Part B and Medicare Part D. $35 a dose, for example, for that insulin. It will start with 20 medications right off the board, grow to 30 medications by 2028, and they will not be allowed to raise the price of medication more than inflation year after year or suffer a penalty. That penalty, however, is now the topic of discussion of what's going to happen later this week or next week with the Senate parliamentarian. She's going to determine whether that penalty has to come out and other provisions of the recon. Who is she? She's a government official that looks at the recon and determines what provisions can go by reconciliation by Senate rules and which cannot. And Senator Toomey, Republican, says a penalty provision can't put in a recon. Then he also says that anything else that causes a red flag, he's going to have her look at it. So far, immigration reform, I'm predicting, will come out. She's previously ruled it does not belong by recon. And also, the paid leave remains a questionable battleground across the board. What's important to understand is that this recon, when we're looking at it on the House side, has about $15,000 of money for you, various checks across the board. But when we land in the Senate, there's going to be more money on top of that. That's a starting point. And yeah, the $15,000 is probably hideously undervalued because everything under third stimulus was being under fourth stimulus, and you got $45,000 on average from the viewers channel under third stimulus. So it's likely the number could be upwards of $50,000, $60,000 under fourth stimulus. We have Bernie Sanders and countless other senators says they're modifying and adding stuff into the recon when it lands in the Senate. Bernie says it's the best bill in the 60s since the 1960s, but has major gaps. When asked is he adding stuff, he says yes. Ron Wyden says not done to the Senate acts, and he says there's major changes to be done. Senator after senator, whether it's Coons or Schumer or also Murphy, they all say senators will be making changes. So get that pen and paper ready. Let's go over some more checks in this fourth stimulus recon right now. Universal pre-kindergarten, 1 year check, front end. Child care check, likely back end. Child CTC check, front end. $3,600 or $3,000 based upon the age of the child. Then the earned income tax credit back end. The home health care, likely just a covered benefit. The hearing aid, either a check or a covered benefit. We went over the rent, also the Pell Grant $550, and also the $65 a month per child when not in school. So what would Bernie add into this recon in addition to the push to add in monthly IRS stimulus checks? Well, he wants to take care of the Medicare age, dental, and vision. Let's go over all those right now. Medicare age, 65. He wants to drop it to 55. Bob Casey wants to drop it to 60. We'll see if it happens. But the dental and vision, last in the recon as a check. Let's see if they go back in there. Dental was last as an $850 check, but it came out. Bernie doesn't like it. I don't like it. It's not enough. It doesn't cover procedures really at $850. Bernie wants full coverage, 10 years or at least 3 years. The vision's the easiest one. Eye exam and a pair of frames per year is what Bernie wants. Pretty simple. Just send it out in the mail as a check every year to people on Medicare. Eye exam, $50. Costco, $100 a frame. You're done. Deal. but not on this channel. It spawned the very popular spin-off series called Frame Wars. Frame Wars just keeps on kicking. I can't kill it. It's just out of control. It started a few days ago where someone was in the live chat and said, my frames, just the frames, are $450. My daughter buys the frames for me. I think Medicare should cover them. And I said, well, no. Medicare does not shop at Fendi. Medicare is not Gucci. And this is not the house of Gucci. But you can nominate me for an Oscar if you want. $450 for a frame? Yeah. It has caused a lot of chatter. I mean, Medicare does shop, but it does not shop in Paris. Maybe Paris, Kansas, but not Paris, France. And it's just incredible. And then there have been other people who come into the discussion and say, my optometrist, nice guy, I've been going in for many years, a pair of frames, and my eyes are very complicated. I love when someone says, my eyes are complicated. Why are they complicated? Don't look at me that way. Their eyes are very complicated. $2,000 for a pair of glasses and some frames. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, he saw you coming. The optometrist saw you coming with that $2,000 price tag for a pair of frames. I don't know where these prices are coming from. Dragon said, what are those frames made out of? I think it's like, it's made out of imported titanium 18-karat gold or something. I don't know what's going on. But if you do have $1,000 frames, God bless you. The CTC, I show it at $60,000 or less. I don't show it that level of $150,000 or less. Housing, I show it more money. I show it $175 billion. And in home healthcare, I show it $200 billion. Let's consider the student loan debt forgiveness, and then I have my commentary coming up in a second. Student loan debt, President has made the big offer. They should take it, the Democrats. He has offered $10,000 of student loan debt to go by executive order. They should take it, the Democrats. We learn something about Joe Biden every day, but one thing we've learned, he does not move on numbers. He has never allowed this recon to go smaller than what it is for Joe Manchin. He won't do that. He really holds his gun on numbers, which is good. He's not going to $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness. So they should take the 10 and then try to pester him next year for more money. He's forgiven student loan debts for individuals who are disabled and also public workers and also nonprofit workers. Fifth stimulus, very exciting. Your COLA benefits are raising your benefits up 5.9% next year, and fifth stimulus coming right behind that. Fifth stimulus is really what Americans have been waiting for. It was a campaign promise from the President of the United States to raise everyone's benefits up again. Because guess what? COLA has not worked. COLA has been behind the eight ball. Your benefits have been too low before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and now after the pandemic. And this was a campaign promise of the president. So that's why they want to do this under fifth stimulus. First, they want to raise your benefits up a lifetime, then apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation. And that new benchmark would bring you 2 to 3% increases each year on top of where you are. Remember, once you step up, you never step down. Remove the asset cap and remove the income cap and remove the marriage penalty. Personal note right there. There are some people who have somehow, I don't know where they came from, but over the last year, this channel has advocated for this raise of benefits. We talked about SS200. We talk about holding the president accountable for raising the benefits. And there's some people who have come around and say, I don't want the raise of the benefits because Medicare is going up. You know what? That's just not the place or time for this channel. We don't do that type of negativity here. We are advocating for more money. We're not advocating for less money. You can go work for Mitch. I think he's hiring to advocate for less money. I don't know why I would even comment about that, but it's just so strange. Meantime, if you haven't become a member, what are you doing? The membership link is under the video. Get that newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE system. It shows you all the big money available under third stimulus. Features the 6 places you reach out to, the keywords you say. It features the 5 nonprofits to reach out to as well for other sums of money. It features the Treasury statement about the money coming in for rent. And it features where to get all this big money. And that's important to get because information is king. Viewers have been members now since January or February, I think it was. No, I think it was January when we launched Purple Hawks. And they have really cleaned up. And you should continue to clean up across the board, which is perfect timing for me to go into my commentary as we continue this afternoon's broadcast. My commentary as we continue into the final minutes of this video today is understanding the differences of these stimulus packages. Third, fourth, fifth. I know it's a lot. Fifth, not law. Next year, raising people's benefits. Fourth, what we're looking at for the vote with Nancy this week. Fourth, not law. Coming in the future. Third is law, on the books, existing. And sometimes people think that when something becomes law, it just sort of pays and it's done and runs out of money the next day. That's not how these stimulus packages work. It's a lot of money. I mean, it's trillions and trillions of dollars. It does not get eaten up by the Loch Ness Monster overnight. So what's important for you to understand is that this money is available. I'm very, very, very happy with you because in the last few days, since I brought third stimulus back in like a tsunami since Saturday, you have really stepped up. What happened? Going into Saturday, I saw some people saying in the comments, we need to get fourth stimulus because I needed to pay my rent, my utilities, my mortgage assistance, my food, my internet. I'm a homeless person. I need to get a shelter, my clothing, my holiday meals. And I said, wait a second. Every single thing you just listed is already being paid out right now in the third stimulus. You don't need to wait for a new law to be established. You have a law that's paying that money out, and the money's available right now. And I don't know why people had not realized that. And so I took it to grain as perhaps my fault because I hadn't maybe done third stimulus enough on this channel in the last few weeks. So I brought it back in. And at the time, on Saturday, I said, I know how many requests the volunteers get per day for questions, and they usually get about 16. They were reporting no requests for 3 days from anyone. And as soon as I brought this back in the equation, then they were getting 3 requests in just a few hours. So it certainly changed dramatically. Now, remember, the volunteers are not there to go back on the backyard and pick a thing off the tree. They're not there to go get you the money for you. They're there to assist you if you don't know where the money is. When we talk about the viewers that have really succeeded, with the big numbers, and there's been a lot of them, over $100,000 over third stimulus. These are people who made the phone calls themselves. They took the information and they ran with it. You've seen what I brought into this channel in the last 24 hours, a new term, and that new term is DNQ. DNQ refers to does not qualify. There will be some disbelievers, not disbelievers, just lazy people that will indefinitely always be DNQs. What does DNQ mean? A person who simply wants to say, I do not qualify. And they do qualify. They either just don't want to make the effort or they don't want to listen to the whole video and learn about getting the money. My focus is not them. I can't make DNQs believers. My focus is on the person who wants to learn. And I want you, if you see a DNQ in the live chat or you see them at the post office or next door on someone's front porch, ignore them, because those are the people that are left behind in society. Those are the people who don't take the information and go get it. And what I want you to do is get these big sums of money. The money that's available for you is available right now. It's a lot of it. You should separate your week by allocating time for you to get yourself money under third stimulus, and then also time to advocate under fourth stimulus. So don't spend all your time advocating on fourth stimulus. Also give yourself some time to get the money for these items. The success story is evidence in that viewer who said, yesterday I just watched one video and I did what you did. I went and got $500 that day. I mean, it works. It works. I've been doing this for over a year, this same subject matter. And I know how the holidays are. I know when cold weather comes in and heating oil bills pick up. I know what happens. Get the money for rent. Get the money for utilities, the mortgage assistance, the food, the internet, the heating oil, the holiday meals, the small appliances, a combination of both third stimulus and the nonprofits. This is big money. Average viewer of this channel getting $45,000 for third stimulus, but the reason I bring Johnny's story up always is because he embodies the true spirit of the viewer. He did not call one place and call it a day. No. He did not pick up the phone and call the city and say, oh, we have no money for rent. Okay, there's no money for rent. I'm done. Thank you. I hope they do fourth stimulus. No. He picked up the phone and called at least 15 places. He got rent from 2 different places, which means he got rent from one place, and he's like, thank you. I want some more. I'm going to call another place. And he got rent from another place. That is the true embodiment. 15 phone calls in 1 week to get 7 items approved. That's what you do. That is what you do. Mark, you saw the graphic. He was at 30,000. Then he went to 50,000. Then he went to 100,000. He went to his brother-in-law. His brother-in-law went from 0. I have no idea. I mean, I feature his brother-in-law in several items. His brother-in-law looks like it may be over 100,000 as well. Lorraine was at 100. Then she went to 120. These are numbers. These are real numbers. Bills are bills. People tune in for fourth stimulus to see when the vote is, when the House is going to act, when the Senate is going to act, to get their bills paid. You got bills. Get the bills paid right now under third stimulus. I'm here to help you for this third stimulus. Every video will now be covering third stimulus in addition to fourth stimulus. It's important to understand that you get as much money in many places as possible. Third stimulus now, then fourth stimulus, then fifth stimulus. And that is where I want you to be laser focused. I'm very, very happy that viewers have refocused their attention saying, wait a second, you know what? It is the middle of the week and I don't see fourth stimulus sending me any money in my hand this week. But third stimulus, I can get money right today. So I'm going to call up that utility company right today and say, I need utility assistance because of COVID. I can't pay that bill. Okay. We're going to give you credit and then we're going to give you a check going forward. I'm going to pick up the phone and call the nonprofit and say, you know what? I'm a homeless person. I need to get in shelter, or I need a holiday meal, or I need assistance with food. And I did not know about SNAP. I'm going to go get that SNAP. And the turnaround time on a lot of these items is literally very, very quickly, sometimes 24 hours. I feature St. Vincent de Paul a lot, and United Way, they do rent approval sometimes within 24 hours, within funding. So get that money right today. And that is how you win. Winning is taking the information, going and getting the information, and applying it and getting the sums of money. You're not going to see this in print media. You're not going to see it in broadcast media. You're not going to see this on the front porch or at the local watering hole. You're going to see it here. And lean on fellow viewers to help you ignore a DNQ. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want your part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Join me next on Evening to LA, which is at 5 o'clock. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful afternoon, and stay with LA for more.